Welcome to Project One. This is part of a series of Scratch projects introducing Scratch as a programming language. The first project we're going to be doing is called Walking and Talking. We're going to be learning how to add a sprite. We're going to be learning about event blocks, motion blocks, looks blocks, and we're even going to learn how to add a sound. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to give this just a name to get it started. So up here at the very top there, you see it says Untitled. We're going to click into that box. We can use the delete key to hold that down, and we'll just call this project Walking and Talking. We're going to keep it simple because this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to get a sprite to walk and talk. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down to the sprite area here, and we're going to get rid of this character. You can see the character is on. This is what's called the stage. I can move him, Scratch around, but we're not going to use Scratch for this one. So I'm going to click on the little trash can symbol and click yes to delete Scratch. Next, I'm going to add a new character, which we call a sprite. Now I can click on this magnifying glass to find a sprite. These are all the options here. You can click on a category like animals, for instance. And for this tutorial, I'm going to choose the walking bear. He's pretty big, isn't he? Next, I'm going to find an event block. Now, these are really important blocks. Over here in yellow is the event blocks. These are the blocks that you use to get the code started. So the first event block we're going to look at is the green, when green flag is clicked. Here's the green flag here. And what we need to do is put some code blocks under here. And when we click the green flag, they will run their code. The first block we're going to look at, we are going to come over here. We've looked at the event block. We're going to head straight up to the top where there's a blue set of blocks called the motion blocks. Now this area here is where all the blocks are kept. There's also little tabs that says costumes and sounds. We're going to look at that later. Let's click on the motion block. Now the first one at the very top is move 10 steps. So we're going to click on that. We're going to hold our mouse button down and drag it across, and it clicks on there like a piece, like Lego blocks clicking together. Now we want to change that 10 to 20. So we're going to click in on that 10 there. We'll just click delete, and then we'll type in 20. Now when I click the green flag, the bear is going to move 20 steps. And I can drag the bear back, click it again. You can see it's moving steps each time. So I'm going to put it back to here yet again. Our next thing we want to do is we want our bear to say hello. So we are going to go to the next lot of blocks down, which are like a purple color. They are the looks blocks. Now the first of the looks blocks actually says hello for 2 seconds. That is like the default block. So we do the same thing. We drag it and we clip it in. And then we're going to try that one out. So let's press the green flag. And our bear is now alive, moving and talking, or walking and talking, saying hello. So next we're going to get the bear to introduce itself. And we're just going to use the same block. But this time, instead of saying hello, we're going to get the bear to introduce ourselves. Now, in the example that I have shared with you, we called the bear Henry. So let's do the same thing. So we're going to introduce the bear. Is going to say, my name is Henry. Of course, whoops, I've got to click in there to do that. Now, when you're doing this, you'll make up your own name for a character. My name is Henry, and yours may not be a bear either. It might be something else. I am a brown bear, and I bet you didn't know bears could talk. So here we go. We're going to change this 2 seconds. We are going to change to 4. Why would we do that? Well, when we run this code, we want the people who are running the code, who click the green flag, to see what our bear is doing and saying, so they need to have time to read it. Hello, my name is Henry. I am a brown bear. So that gives them plenty of time to read it. Now the last thing we're going to do in this little project, so we're going to make that bear make a sound. So let's go over to our next block down. So we've done the motion block, we've done the looks block. We're going to do the sound block next. And at the moment, we just have one sound that plays a popping sound. We don't want to use that sound, so we are going to go to the Sounds tab. So go to your Code tab, Costumes tab, Sound, click on the Sounds tab. Here's the pop sound, which we don't want to use. We're going to add a sound, just like we did with adding a sprite. We can do it in the same way. So let's do that. Move that along. I'm going to click the magnifying glass to find a sound. And the one that we've got in the example is grunt. So I can actually type in grunt to find that sound. There it is there. I'm going to click on it. And now if I click this little play, I can get a preview. It's a pretty good sound for a bear. We can slow this down to maybe make it a little bit deeper. I quite like that, so I'm going to stick with that. Now I'm going to go back to my Code tab, and you'll see the grunt sound is there ready to go. So now I'm going to drag it on, put it on the end of here. Let's see what happens when we click on the green flag. Let's do full screen. Hello, my name is Henry. I am a brown bear. Excellent. That is the first part of our project. We can save that. Oh, I have missed one thing out. I have forgotten to add a background, so we're going to learn how to add a background. Now, in the example, I used a desert, but I think bears are more likely to be found in a forest, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to come down to here. This is our stage area, which is like a background, and I'm going to choose my backdrop by clicking on the magnifying glass yet again. Now, you've got some categories along here. I'm going to choose outdoor, and then I'm going to choose forest. Now, a bear will be pretty happy in that forest. Pretty much that's the first part of our project now completed. So in the second video, I'm just going to add another small amount of code on, but we're going to stop there because that is time for you to have a crack and have a go at doing that with your own character.